Yo, what is good, world? It's your boy, Calvin Leroy King the third, and as always, I have my lovely co-hostess with the mostest by my side, Miss Reese PC, the one and only.
Hey, y'all.
And we thank y'all for tuning in and turning up for another dope episode of This, That, and the Third, the lifestyle show that gives you life, literally. Now, we're going to begin the show in the best fashion we know how, and that's beginning with some new news for all y'all new news on this Happy
Valentine's.
I was going to say Thanksgiving. Hungry as hell. Happy Valentine's Day. Can we slow clap Valentine's Day in? Love. Man, fuck that shit, man. Valentine's Day, man, is like a hallmark made up shit. And we keep falling for it. Have you seen the posts and the timelines? And is it booming? Is it like on par, below average, or above average for what volume of posts you thought you was going to see today?
I think it's below average.
Really?
Actually. Thank God, at least on my timeline.
Man.
But I haven't seen a lot of like Valentine's Day pics, solo pics, like I'm goddess, I'm queen goddess type pics.
Lonely. Lonely. No, but you gotta love yourself. Self-love is a thing. Maybe you could be your own Valentine.
Yeah, you really can.
Do you ever get a boy stuff? You know how we used to hand out stuff at, we used to do Valentine's cards in school.
For the whole class.
And the little Smarties or whatever. Is that still a thing?
My mom bought them a box of like the Avengers.
Hearts. Oh, okay.
And so my last minute self was like this morning, here go your cards, Sign
them. You guys know everybody, right?
Nehemiah actually did his, but because he didn't have enough for everybody, he felt like he should keep them and not
distribute,
them out.
not to leave anybody out. I love
all right.
Okay. Yeah. He's always thinking one step ahead. That's the guy right there. And then what Noah talking about, he just said, man, shit, I'm trying to get love.
He came home like, I got some candy.
Right, I'm trying to receive love. Cards, for the flowers, for the candy. Give me. You know my Valentine, my divine Valentine. Man, almost got in trouble dropping a gift off last night. But I got baby girl, man, a bag full of junk food, obviously. So I got her like her favorite little sour candy, Sour Patch Kids, the worms. Got her the wrong chips. Fucked around, got the wrong chips. And she called me out. Like, I hit her like, man, so just checking in with you. How you doing? She's like, I'm good. What you need? I'm like, no, I was just calling to say Happy Valentine's Day. She's like, oh, by the way, thank you for all those things I woke up to this morning, man. That was real dope of you. What? Those are the wrong chips. I like sour cream Pringles, not Lay's. I said, my bad, man. Maybe next year, man. Maybe next year. So our first topic is going to be, who will be mayor of this fair city of ours? Chicago.
I don't know.
The land of stinky water.
But I'm more interested in seeing who now because I watched Fired Up with Mike Flanagan on Fox.
Hey, Mike.
Last Friday, and they had LaShawn Ford, Lori Lightfoot, Gary McCarthy, Amara Enya, Bill Daley. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. And
you said no Tony.
No Tony.
No Paul.
No Paul.
No you said McCarthy was there.
Yeah,
no Willie. Willie got his own meeting. Willie and goddamn Uncle Remus talking about, man, pull up, man. I'm sponsoring 6 pieces for all you bitches. All right, man, go ahead. So what'd you find out?
So the one major thing that they talked about was the power that these aldermen have.
Yeah. Mighty aldermen.
Like, they basically said they're like little cities within the city.
You know, I went on a field trip with Mook yesterday. We went to the Chicago History Museum. First of all, when the fuck did we get that?
We've had that for
You've heard? I've never heard of this.
Is that up north?
I don't know where we were. I want to say yes. I want to say it's on the south. Because, the fucking school bus windows be foggy as shit. I'm like, man, I can't see shit on my text. But we got there, and it was just all about Chicago. And
it's right up North Avenue in LaSalle. It's right there. It's huge.
I don't know where we were, but I know the bus let us off. We went in and we had a great time. I learned a lot about the city, and it was just interesting, like how much rich tradition and history is in the city. But it was saying how while Chicago is this mega metropolis, the neighborhoods themselves are like little cities.
Yeah.
So like Hyde Park is like a city. South Shore is like a city. Inglewood, Rogers Park, on down the line. That shit is dope. Low key.
It's dope if your alderman is doing something and you have shit going on in your little city. Like up north, Lincoln Park, Lakeview, Edgewater, Ravenswood.
Poppin'.
Yeah, great little cities.
Poppin'.
Inglewood.
Emerging.
South Shore.
Re-emerging.
Broadsville.
They there. Being gentrified.
Chatham.
Needs help.
Greater Grand Crossing.
Yeah. Auburn Gresham.
Yeah. It don't make me want to go. You know, like.
Pullman, they on their way back.
Roseland,
not so much. But Pullman.
Okay, you keep pulling for that, okay?
Don't pull y'all niggas out the gutter.
That's something that we really need to pay attention to, especially with seeing all these alderman signs up, re-elect Sophia King. What the hell is she doing? Like, some of these people I just never heard of, you don't know. Yeah. And at this point, I feel like anybody can run for alderman.
I have to say, Alderman King, just based on the last name alone, I think she's on some real shit. Don't know her, don't know what she stands for, but her name says a lot.
So, because it's King? Okay.
I have a dream.
Anyway.
The exhibit on Martin Luther King was so telling.
At the museum?
Yes. About his impact in Chicago. About these fucking Cicero riots.
You didn't know about that?
I knew nothing.
Well, that's because they don't. So I took a whole class on King in college, right? The theology. Yeah. And so that was the later part of the civil rights movement when he came to Chicago.
Right before the tail end of the woo-wop.
Yeah, before he died. And so people really don't talk about that. It's just the beginning and the down south portion. But Chicago
housing
is one of the racist cities.
Poor people's movement. Ever. Yeah, like that shit was powerful. And I'm sorry, y'all need to fuck with museums in your local neighborhood or in Chicago, especially the Chicago History Museum. And like, I'm talking about the kids is like, come on, man, we're going to the next exhibit. I'm like, wait, I'm reading. And I'm reading slow.
Me
like,
too.
Nigga, we've read it already.
Me too.
We saw the video, bro.
I know you read that.
It's so
right
rich, G, but nevertheless, I digress.
Okay, so what I got out of watching the Michael Flanagan was that Amara knows her shit. But Amara doesn't have friends in the higher ups.
Yeah.
Which is like the only thing that I see kind of hurting her. She doesn't have people, because she ain't rubbed no elbows.
She don't have the allies.
And that's okay. That's okay. I think if she continues on, she is definitely a top contender. Lori Lightfoot, definitely know her shit. She's definitely not afraid to say what she needs to say.
Former cop?
She worked, I don't know if she's a cop, but she worked on the
police review board.
Yeah. So that's another thing that came up. When they talked about wasting money, how we waste so much money paying out on lawsuits for cops. You know, Gary kind of went, Lori was like, yes.
Here's my Palm Pilot.
That's the way.
This nigga still got a Palm Pilot.
LaShawn Ford, I just felt like, good try, brother.
That's the brother, yeah. That's the
Where did you come from?
Where
you know, he threw some shade at Daly. So when we started talking about taxes, and LaShawn was like, yeah, Daly, you definitely could pay more in taxes since you made $2 million this last year. And I was like, dude, you sound a little petty.
Yeah, you pocket checking there? You pocket watching? Why you pocket watching, bro?
And he was like, well, yeah, I did make $2 million last year, and I worked hard for it. Look, I ain't no shame in that. And he said I should pay my fair share of taxes. Like, so I just
should take advantage of tax shelters if I am wise enough to have that information. You got to play the game to win, motherfucker.
So I mean, I learned something about Lori. It was a good debate. I'm just interested to see who wins, because they keep saying Tony is in the lead.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
because I think you said, contrary to Amara, who I think those two have been going back and forth, you know, because it's kind of the old school versus new school, hip versus not so, like hip versus hip replacement. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. And I just feel like Tony does have the friends, does have the allies. Not saying her resume is so flawless and whatnot, but CPS teacher, on the board, Cook County board president, She's been there, she's done that. Amara is like energy. She's just like everything that's not Chicago politics. And it's scary to those that represent the machine candidates, and it's refreshing to us that want to see change. But without the allies, how feasible is it? Is the only thing she's up against. You know, it's so petty now that they're getting to the point where they're saying, well, you know, on her website it says that she ran an Ironman, decathlon, triathlon, and she didn't do that. Amara, because she like athletic as shit. So she like, man, I got a PhD, I got an MBA, I got a JD, I got this and that. They like, well, she said she graduated on June 12th. It was actually June 11th.
Yeah, I know they were
Niggas
her
is like
finances
really
and stuff.
picking. But it's like if that's what y'all have to resort to, as opposed to scandal, as opposed to corruption, blah blah blah. And y'all talking about, man, she had the wrong date of when she walked across stage. Man, she said she ran 52 miles instead of 56. It's just like, I mean, come on, man. We nitpicking, but I think that speaks to how powerful her movement is.
Yeah.
Not saying that she's gonna win.
Not
But
this
saying
time.
that, you know what I'm saying, like, and another thing that people are saying is, why doesn't she go for one of these more powerful aldermen, not more powerful, but one of these powerful alderman positions for a term or two, and then go after
that's what's going to end up happening.
The mayoral seat.
I think a lot of these people who running for mayor should run for alderman.
Yeah.
I mean, why stop if you don't get it there? If you really want to make this city great, you can make it great.
Run that little city
on that,
and then scale it. So just food for thought here on this and third.
So who you voting for before we get off this subject?
I'm voting.
Long
as I'm voting. Long as I'm voting.
My mom was like, I'm going to vote today. And I said, well, who are you voting for?
Right.
Because if you're voting for someone that doesn't matter, don't
vote.
Don't
cast that vote. Don't cast that ballot.
When we ran down, I was like, nope.
We not doing that.
Who?
Right.
Said,
you tell me.
You can choose from A or B, okay?
So who's your A and B? Motherfucker, why you putting people on the spot? Who is your A and B? Okay, who are you not voting for? Let's say that. Who's one candidate, not all of them, but who's one candidate you like, man, never.
McCarthy.
Besides Willie. Besides McCarthy, because we already know that too.
Wait, did I tell you my mom met him at
McCarthy?
the orchestra hall, right? And she said, you know what? You don't have any compassion.
Oh, shit. But here's your ticket.
Who goes up to somebody else?
God damn, he said, ma'am.
He said, no, I'm very compassionate. She said, I don't see it.
Not to me, you ain't. Motherfucker.
So, no, I'm not voting for Gary.
Willie?
No, I'm not. I would if wasn't
The
nobody
new
else.
brother, what's the new brother that came out nowhere? LaShawn, that's 3. Give me one more that she was like, I can't rock.
Jerry Chico?
Cheek. Wait about. I ain't heard his name come up in. He was on Fleming?
No, he wasn't on the show, but I've been seeing his ads. I'm not voting for you.
Not impressed.
So, no.
Okay. All right, man. Well, I know I will be voting. We advise you all to do the same thing, whether it's early or on time.
Rock the vote.
That was another thing I learned about the way that they used to do the poll taxes, the way that they used to disproportionately understaff the polling places in our community.
Yeah.
How they used to spread them out. There was so much shit at this museum. It's so rich. I wanna start a museum, I think, G. Stay tuned for more on this and the third. Also in new news, for all y'all new news, prison ain't no joke. Has it ever been? That should never sound like a laughing matter to me. Have you seen the movie Life?
Yeah.
Working boss.
Yeah, I've seen,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
we've seen
jail
American
back in the
Me.
day never seemed cool, let alone today.
No.
Shit.
Well, it definitely ain't cool for JVD, Jason Van Dyke's ass.
Hey, Tay, how you doing? How your 81 months going, bro?
So apparently he was transferred to a federal prison in Connecticut.
Okay.
His lawyers, nobody knew, apparently. And
Wait. How do you get transferred without your lawyers not knowing? They seem very involved in the proceedings.
You know what all this is telling me is Jason Van Dyke is not plugged, and he is going down for a lot of people.
Literally.
Well, that may come, but
literally.
He went down for a lot of people. So he got transferred.
And they came.
He got transferred.
What the fuck is going on, G?
To a federal prison.
Without his people knowing.
Yeah, they said
as many eyes as on this case.
I'm just telling you facts, sir.
I'm clear.
Okay. While I ordered this Uber for these kids.
Hey, kids. Your Uber's here.
So yeah, he went down and he got jumped by a few guys. Jumped him, beat his ass up in the cell. So now he's on 23-hour lockdown.
Right. That nigga got beat up by Ronald McDonald.
His wife did a press conference, and she basically was crying and pleading about not wanting to bury her husband in jail, not wanting him to die.
I cannot and will not stand by somebody hurting my husband, hurting my family more than we've already been hurt. We are done being hurt. I'm standing up for my husband right now because he can't.
They're going to beat his ass.
Often.
Because, 1, he a cop. 2, he shot a black boy 16 times. You know how many black fathers in jail?
For shooting themselves. Hey, this is my thing. How is it that at the end of the day, well, not saying how is it, but is it possible that they're saying that these things happen just to get him in like solitary confinement, protective custody, whatever, and get him isolated for the 81 months?
He was supposed to already be isolated, apparently.
How are you getting that?
That's the thing. Like, well,
got that nigga dropping off his food, like, here you go.
Well, and because they didn't even know about the transfer, so it's like they really don't care about him. His
They're
people
in the system. Bangkok's got him.
Care about him, and so how they found out is they got a call. Somebody within the prison called and said,
"Hello, you have a collect call from? Get me out of here, please! I'm in Connecticut."
No.
Would you like to accept the charges?
He got a call saying he in the infirmary. You know, he.
Oh, in the infirmary.
Yeah.
Damn. Mega Evers boys. I mean, Mrs. Evers boys. They done infected this nigga with syphilis.
You are just so extra.
What?
But yeah, so and I was like, well, where is Blagojevich? Somebody was like, well, Blagojevich didn't shoot nobody,
man,
so he chilling.
Go ahead out there making spaghetti like the mafia niggas, G. And the real. All right, well, prison ain't no joke. Stay woke, go vote, and stay your ass out of jail. Because if you go to jail, man, it's not gonna end up well. What happens all too often is you go to jail for something. First of all, did you know that black men or just black people in general are 50% times more likely to go to jail for something that they didn't do? And once you're in there,
you in the system.
Once you're in there, it's like, okay, now you got to do something maybe to defend you. I ain't never been. I'm just talking about what movies taught me. And it might be where you got to defend yourself. You got to shank a nigga. You got to, align with a gang. You got to do something to survive in there. And now you catching charges while in there, but you only in there for something that you didn't do in the first place. So now it's like a twisted ass web. So it's like, man, even when I could get out for this first false charge, I still got to stay for this fucking manslaughter that I had to do to defend myself in the shower.
But it's people in there who just don't care. So they'll go down and mess up Jason Van Dyke.
You know what I was thinking about earlier too? Wouldn't it be so dope if like prison was the place where people started to come together and lead this motherfucking revolution that's obviously needed? We was talking about this earlier about the difference between, and this is again, I'm watching the Pritzker story at the Chicago History Museum.
Oh, you got a story about him?
The family.
Oh.
And these motherfuckers apparently were Jewish immigrants coming from Russia, escaping persecution, got to some safe land over there overseas, and then migrated over to the States and was like, saw the Statue of Liberty and was like, oh, we're there.
Freedom.
Land of freedom, home of the brave, opportunity, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, man, isn't that ironic that seemingly every single ethnicity that's come over from wherever their native land is to America is like flourishing compared to the African American, but it's like, one, they came by choice, right? So no matter how bad your boat ride was, nigga, you chose to get on that boat, right? Two, the second thing is they saw like up to 400 years of what the fuck happens when you let them divide and conquer you. So now when you huddle up and you're in Ireland or you're in Spain or you're in Russia or you're wherever and you're about to, hey, we finna go to America, but we gotta stick together. What if that motherfucking revolution finally happened in jail? Because that's where most of our men are. Could it happen in jail?
And what would be the outcome? What do we?
I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, what positive could come out of this motherfucking
when they
got
system?
Out, they actually had a plan of action to get the hood back.
That might work.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what if it happened in jail?
If Meek and Jay and all those who have been working with bonding people out, helping people, you know what I'm saying, in that area, possibly. Maybe there are conversations.
Man,
maybe black folks talking.
Thinking. Maybe there's an uprising.
Maybe we just don't know about it.
Yeah, stay tuned, man. Also, man, want to go to the zoo? What's happening with that?
Okay, so look, it's this zoo called, I know I'm going to butcher the name.
Butcher.
Lidu Wildlife Zoo, right? It's in China.
Okay.
Okay, so you know how sometimes they say people feel bad about the animals being in cages, and they just really just would like to see the animals roam and kind of in their
natural environment.
Yeah. Well, go to the zoo. They put you in the cage, and you go around, right?
The wilderness.
Within the zoo.
Like a hamster ball? Like you're rolling in a cage?
No, it's a car or a bus, truck, right? But it's a outside cage, and it drives you through as the lions, tigers, and bears come up to
observe you. That sounds like Jurassic Park, don't it? In Jurassic Park, they be having little
like the little
Jeeps
bubble
and the bubble now.
Yeah, so it's a
like
little
this.
more protected though because you have a driver, and I guess I don't know.
Pretty similar to Jurassic Park. Do you agree with me or not, people? I mean,
because they did say you can't put your hands or nothing out of the.
That shit gone.
And because they also hang meat.
Simba's got it.
They hang meat. On
to attract them to you.
And so that they're not
shit.
looking to eat you,
Right.
they're eating. Yeah.
Nigga, I just ate. I don't even like dark meat. And this is where?
In China.
In China. So what type of animals are these?
Lions, tigers, bears.
They're in their natural environment or still captive animals?
Well, they're in the zoo, right?
But it's a wide open space.
zoo.
They in a loft.
Yeah, and they don't. Well, they have places where they go, obviously at night to lock them down.
Yeah.
But like Lincoln Park Zoo, right? So say you in there and the animals just roaming around. Where we would be walking, that's when the animals just
stay on the path. Damn, Sadie. You want to go?
I wouldn't mind going.
Yeah.
I would go. I would go.
Be decent. I think I would fuck with that type shit. We was talking about this earlier, about this bucket list, adventurous type shit. What's the most adventurous thing that you've done or would be willing to do?
I used to say skydiving.
Used to, why?
Until what?
You saw somebody fuck they shit up.
I don't know if it was that movie we watched.
Skydiving?
You know, when they jumped out of the plane. What was it? Hunter Killer?
Oh, yeah, Hunter Killer.
And I was like, I don't think I want to skydive anymore.
Yeah.
So, ziplining?
Ziplining would be fun. Ziplining would definitely be fun. I think I would cliff dive. You ever seen like a motherfucker jump off a cliff
into the ocean?
Into the feet first? Not.
Okay.
You kind of did want to. No.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about I'm falling at my feet.
Okay, so like they do in like Jamaica, different islands. Okay,
I would do
that's
some shit
not
like
bad.
That,
yeah, the cliff couldn't be so high.
It got to be like 8, 9 people gonna be for me to make sure like nigga all
everybody
the space
survives.
is good because all it takes is one little rock to be down there and you're done. So
yeah.
I think it would be cliff diving, but I would be at least the third or other person to go.
Okay.
Yeah. But also, before we wrap up new news, for all y'all new news, y'all know it is Black History Month. And more importantly, man, it's Black History Movement, dog.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot going on. I mean, how many in politics in Chicago, when was the last time we had this many African-American candidates? Not saying they're going to win, but just saying we're present.
I've never seen that.
We're present. You know what I'm saying? When we talk about Barack, when we talk about, shit, who you want to name? Jay. Who you want to name? Meek and all. Jay-Z.
I thought you meant Jesse. I'm like,
who the
what?
Fuck is Jesse?
Jesse Jackson.
Jesse.
I thought you were brief.
Oh, Jesse. No, not Jesse. Never Jesse. No disrespect to Jesse, but no. When I say Jay, I'm never talking about Jesus. Not Jesse. No, I'm talking about Jay-Z. You know, there are all the strides that Beyonce's making. I don't just want to say entertainers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But there's like politicians, there's
activists,
sports figures. Nigga, what LeBron is
educators.
doing, you could hate it or love it, but he's like redefining what it means to be a professional athlete.
Oh, no,
He's his
I
own
actually like
enterprise.
LeBron.
Yeah, he's making his
more.
move, what the damn. And just the list goes on. So in terms of Black history, we're going to hit y'all with some Black history facts.
Right, I got 3 real quick. So, Black History Month. Ever wonder where that came from?
From Negro Appreciation Month, founded by Dr. Carter G. Woodson.
Whatever.
Negro Appreciation Week.
Okay.
And it expanded to a month.
Right.
Fuck you, man.
So, that's because he read it, y'all. Don't believe
No.
that. Okay.
I didn't read this. I knew that.
Okay. So, yes, it started from Negro History Week, which was created 1926 by Carter G. Woodson, a noted African-American historian, scholar, educator, and publisher. Mm-hmm. It became a month-long celebration in 1976, and the month of February was chosen to coincide with the birthdays of Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, because he got a lot of credit for the Emancipation Proclamation. Yeah. We know that shit was all about dollars making sense, dollars making sense. Yeah. But shout out to Frederick Douglass because, I mean, he just put on him, Booker T, W.E.B. Du Bois, Carter G. Woodson, and all the females. I was learning about Ida B. Wells. Oh, y'all got to go to this museum. Ida B. Wells was like not with the shits with this Ferris wheel over at Navy Pier. Oh my! Like it was just so.
You know, even if you read, like I did a presentation or a long paper and something on like Lena Horne and her family, right?
Man,
they're that whole, like, sometimes I wish I was back in the day because they were like the crew. It was like Lena, W.E. Du Bois. They all hung out, had relations.
Rolled together,
cool.
ride or die.
Yeah, so it's interesting when you start to read about one, how you see how they all kind of interconnect.
Yeah. So what's our next Black History Month fact?
Okay, first lawyer.
First lawyer, Thurgood Marshall. No, Thurgood Marshall's mentor. I forgot his name.
John Mercer Langston was the first black man to become a lawyer when he passed the bar in Ohio in 1854. When he was elected to the post of town clerk for Brougham, Ohio in 1855, Langston became one of the first African Americans ever elected to public office in America. John Mercer Langston was also the great uncle of Langston Hughes.
Yeah, I knew Langston sounded familiar. Yeah.
So yeah, and the last fact.
Wait. Well, his last name became Langston's first name?
Yeah.
Oh, kinky.
You know how that happened, like Beyonce's,
like
that was their last name, and that's her first name now. Last one, we talked about this last week. Oscar winner in 1940, Hattie McDaniel.
Hattie. Played Mammy and Gone with the Wind.
Yep, she was the first African-American performer to win an Academy Award in the films for her portrayal as the loyal slave governess in Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind. Yep. And if y'all ever watch her acceptance speech and compare the character that she portrayed to who she was in real life, one, that means how dope of an actress she is, but two, it just speaks to the times where somebody that's this Claire Huxtable-ish has to become Nell Carter. You know what I'm saying? Give Me a Break was a dope sitcom, by the way. All right. Well, I think that about wraps us up for new news, for all y'all new news on this week's episode of This, That, and the Third.
Literally.